Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Alexis Nelson. I am the founder of Best Be Exceptional Support Together, and we are definitely focusing on creating awareness for exceptional families and all families. We want to make sure that everyone knows the journey. We have so many different people coming on speaking about their journey, and we have people on with a wealth of information, resources to help our communities. And we're not just trying to encourage our communities, but we want all communities to be aware. So I am so excited about today that you joined us on Guiding Lights. We definitely have a guiding light with us today. She's going to share her journey. She is part of an exceptional family and she is a resource. So I'm going to let her introduce who she is and what she does. So let's just have a warm welcome for her. Go for it.
Thank you so much. My name is Laura Fife, and I have a 22-year-old daughter with a very rare chromosome deletion. When we brought her home, she just wasn't eating right. We really didn't have a clue. We didn't get a diagnosis till she was about 1.5. She was kind of falling behind all of her milestones, but we just really didn't know what was up. But when we finally got the diagnosis, it just kind of meant I wasn't crazy. That was all. It was just that there was a reason for it. And, she was going to write her own book, and she definitely has done that. Um, as I've gotten more and more involved with advocacy and learning more about her disability, one of the things that of course, we all go through with school, and then we also learn about Medicaid and the school systems. And as part of that, I began my own case management company in Indiana. And we do case management for all of the waivers that are in Indiana. So the aged and disabled waiver, the TBI waiver, the family support waiver, and the community integration and habilitation waiver. My business partner and I started the company in late 2014, started getting our first clients in 2015, and we have grown to 3,300 plus clients across Indiana. And I know that sounds pretty amazing, but we are still small potatoes in Indiana compared to some of the other companies. But I also think that that makes us quite more dynamic. It gives us that opportunity to give you a little bit better customer service. And the way that we have made our organization work. We have teams of case managers, and then they have people who are backing them up from our side. So when you get a case manager, you really get a team. You get some specialists that know about how to get equipment, how to go through transitions, and how to do the various things that are out there that maybe are a little bit more rare, but they've gone through it and they've done it. And one of the other things that we definitely do is we employ a lot of parents that are also walking the walk and talking the talk, because that experiential learning, there's nothing quite like it. And I think that's probably why I'm drawn to this population, because um, if my mom could be here and she could tell you about my 20s, I was all about experiential learning, completely about learning the hard way and then taking that and making that part of my journey. So that's really all I have to say about case management. I would really welcome any kind of questions you guys have about Medicaid or case management or the schools or anything really. We've kind of gone through a lot of it because, like I said, my daughter is now an adult. But I love to share information. I think it's so important, and I think as families do that, that's really where the learning happens.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I don't even know where to start, but I'm going to just pick from
Okay.
just few things because I do have questions. I know sometimes we find some of our exceptional adults that are, when you transfer from pediatric to adults, um, when they didn't get the resources at that early age and trying to navigate through the process, that journey, and you may happen to have lost a parent, your primary caretaker,
Mm-hmm.
and you need that support, not just going to the office and filling out the information, but someone to walk with you to help that individual through the process because it can be overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you suggest that we bridge that gap for those who don't have the support or families who are not really quite sure on how do I get to resources? Where do I start? I'm already overwhelmed. I'm dealing with this particular journey, this
Mm-hmm.
ability, but I feel like I'm all alone on this journey and I'm just at my wits' end. Where do they start and how can you help navigate these
Okay.
individuals on that?
Yeah. No, I would just say to start, you're not alone. You're never alone. It may feel it. You just may not have made the right connection. You can always call us, and we're happy to help. The beads office, they are supposed to help, and sometimes maybe we'll have to go in there and kind of remind them. There's also two wonderful organizations that are out there. The Arc of Indiana. There's a um, mother who heads up the family support group. Her name is Carly, and she will hold your hand through the whole process of applying and doing all of that good stuff. Additional resources in Indiana Family to Family. They are absolutely wonderful, and they can help you to navigate either the waiver or insurance or all of that. It can be very helpful. I'm going to drop this link into the comments. Thanks for the welcome. Let's see. I will figure this out. You know I will.
Yes, it's definitely, when you were given these different resources, there are many out there who have never even heard of those two resources that you gave. And again, when you are not in an environment that you are able to get these resources, or you just may not know the know-how, it's really great. This is why I love bringing on people that have resources that can help empower the community, because there are barriers that we come across. There are some roadblocks that sometimes you feel like, oh my goodness, somebody, can I have a lifeline? Somebody, and to know that there are resources. We may not know them all, but there are some out there that can really add value to the community.
There's a great gosh, I'm trying to figure this out, and it is not going very well. But if I give it to you, can you drop that in for me, Alexis?
Yes.
I can read it. It is www.infs2f, the number 2f dot
You
org.
said I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
Sure, it's www.in, F is in Frank, the number 2, F is in Frank, .org / fact sheets.html.
That was / fact dash sheets.
Yep, .html. And this is a wonderful resource. It has a bunch of fact sheets about how to access Medicaid, how to access the waiver, how to access SSI. It has a multitude of different things that are over there. And it tells you exactly how to, what are the eligibility, how you access it, and how you move forward from it. So that's really, it's something that is vetted through the state as well. So I know that that information is really good. And I had once sat on their board of directors, so I know that that information is bona fide information that can be used. So.
Well, that's good. And also, I'll put in all the resources that you have, and I'll come back and I'll add them
Okay.
to the page, so other people, when they rewatch and they replay.
Okay. But as to your first question,
I just
that I'm sorry. I was going to say that one question that you asked, though, the ARC and Indiana Family to Family, they specifically get grant money to help people to sign up for those various programs. So that is something that is available there.
That's good. That's really good to know. I'm so excited about resources because I remember when I first realized that my daughter was exceptional, and I had no idea about beads.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know about beads, and I was like, and I'm a social worker. I should know this. How is it that I didn't know? And I'm so glad that there was early intervention. And that's my question to you. How important do you believe early intervention is when it comes to our exceptional communities?
It's ridiculously important. I mean, without it, you don't have that first step, and that's quite a high rise that you're climbing without it. So I was glad to have early intervention too. I didn't have a clue as to what was ahead for us, and one of my big pet peeves is everybody delayed. Well, sometimes delayed doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get there, and sometimes delayed means it's going to be a long time. But sometimes it's just, again, when you sit and you talk to a parent, you get some straight talk, and that's really helpful. I just some of the terminology, it makes me crazy. The special and the delayed and all of that good stuff. Just, I don't know. It kind of gives you that false hope sometimes.
Or connection is it kind of went a little way.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think it's extremely important. The early intervention is extremely important. And I think that one of the other things that BEAD's office has done recently too is they've made it a priority for anybody who's 18 to 22 who has been found to have a disability. So they have SSI. They have priority to access waiver services. So they don't necessarily need to go on the wait list. If they're aging out of school and they're 18 to 22 and they have been found SSI eligible, you can call your BEADS office, tell them I meet priority status, and they should move you along on the waiver. And if you're not getting that, again, you can always call us and we will help with that as well.
Okay, I am so sorry. Our connection is not good. So I want to make sure our connection got disrupted. But I want to make sure that everybody hears what you have to say. So I want to make sure we're Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, my
Okay.
apologies. Our connection was bad, and I want to make sure that they got everything that you had to say. So
Okay.
I apologize to my listeners, my viewers out there, but I do definitely want to hear because you had so much information, and what I want them to hear, you were talking about the different you talked about the Medicaid and things like that, but I want you to repeat it
Okay.
so it can be definitely, and I want to again apologize for these technical difficulties. So I want to make sure again that everyone hears what you have to say. So we're going to bring this back on,
Okay.
and so give me a moment and we will continue, okay?
Mhm.
Listeners, please, I apologize again for the technical difficulties, but we will be back. Thank you for hanging in there with us, and we will be back because this information is a necessity. Okay.